So Kenny Smith on TNT brought up a really good question after the Mavericks game last week.
I think everybody looked at you guys as like Utah and Phoenix, and you guys are making that move. And we've seen Utah and Phoenix be consistent. What's going to take that jump for you guys? Is it injuries, not being hurt? Is it style of play? What is that jump to where you guys jump with those guys?
Yep, while the Jazz and Suns have made a huge jump, the Mavericks have not, despite having Luka Doncic. Dallas also has two all-star type players. Luka is even better than Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. The reason they didn't take the leap is disappointing, and we'll address that. But how much longer will Luka stay in Dallas? And it's fair to wonder that when they're not improving after 2 years on this team. This video explains why, instead of comparing Luka to Larry Bird or James Harden, he might actually be the next LeBron James.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Yo, it's Casey. This is AM Hoops. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, even if you don't like the video, hit subscribe and tell me how dumb I am. 2 member shoutouts. One is to Steven Zhu, and the other one is to a guy whose screen name is Thompson Boy. On to the video, and it's a great question. Why have the Jazz and Suns taken that leap, but the Mavericks have almost gotten worse? Dallas has been a huge disappointment. It's easy to forget, but before the season, most experts predicted they'd finish top 4. Instead, they have spent 0 days in 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place. They were in 4th place for 2 days, and 5th place for a single day. They have sunk all the way down to dead last at one point. Now they have clawed back to 6th, but things are not looking good for the playoffs. So, why is the best young player in the game on a mediocre team? You'll hear a lot of opinions, but the one real answer is the front office. I've heard a lot of Rick Carlisle hate, the head coach, saying he's done, get him out of there. But outside of getting Luka on draft night, the Mavs front office with Donnie Nelson has hurt this franchise. This awful resume will make you go, ugh.
Things that make you go,
In 2 years since getting Luka on draft night, the Mavs front office has made draft picks, trades, and signings. Among them were swapping Seth Curry for Josh Richardson, which has been a disaster, allowed JJ Barea and Courtney Lee to walk. Barea was an amazing veteran who they could use right now. They picked up Justin Jackson's team option before trading him to OKC, who just waived him. They signed DeLon Wright to a 3-year deal, realized he wasn't part of their future, so they traded him to Detroit for James Johnson, hurting their offseason flexibility. On draft night, they got Josh Green, who has barely played, over guys like Desmond Bane or Sadiq Bey. Now the Mavs are fighting to stay out of the play-in and dealing with another Kristaps Porzingis injury, even if he does come back soon. The Luka KP duo will never get off the ground because Porzingis is injury prone. I could see Dallas ending the year in 6th place because of their schedule and Luka is so good, but their first round opponents would probably be the Nuggets or the Lakers. That is another first round exit. However, there is real hope for this team's future, and we'll get to that. But right now, it is fair to wonder if Luka is thinking about his long-term future in Dallas. The team around him just isn't that good. And building is going to be tough because they gave up those 2 first-round draft picks in the KP trade. If something doesn't change, Luka could be the next LeBron James. LeBron was surrounded by C to B- players for 7 years in Cleveland, and he eventually left. He even drugged them to a finals. He didn't want to leave, but he had to. This man has Akron tattooed on his body, but he bounced to South Beach anyway. That must have been so painful for him to do, but he had to choose winning over loyalty. There are a lot of parallels between Luka in Dallas and LeBron's first stint in Cleveland. Luka, he obviously is loyal to this team. He likes the owner, he likes the culture with Dirk, but he is by far the best player on that roster, just like LeBron on those Cavs. On way too many nights, Luka is the main scoring threat with a distant number 2. His best skill is making his teammates better, but they just can't convert. That is also true about LeBron James. Yes, KP is a good player when healthy. Tim Hardaway is a streaky starter, and Jalen Brunson is solid, but guys like Maxi Kleber and Dorian Finney-Smith would not start on a championship caliber team. But I don't want to just blame the players here for why the Mavs haven't taken that Jazz or Suns leap. The front office is to blame for this situation. Another example of a horrible decision was the summer of 2019. There was a free agent who grew up in Dallas that might have jumped at the chance to play near family. But no, the Mavs just didn't have Julius Randle high on their free agent wish list. They wanted to go for bigger fish. But guess what? Free agents haven't wanted to play in Dallas in forever. The best free agents that summer were Kawhi, KD, Kyrie, Jimmy Butler. All of those stars chose glamorous markets on the coast, which we knew would happen. Instead of being realistic about their situation and signing someone who could at least help the team, the Mavericks just chose to add Seth Curry, DeLon Wright, and Boban. No offense, Boban, we love you. But again, there is hope for this team, and that only hope is time. They probably have another 4 years at least with Luka Doncic. Even down 2 draft picks, that is a lot of time to turn things around. The master plan blueprint to retool this team probably deserves its own video, but I have zero doubts that Luka will re-sign. Home teams just have too much of an advantage in keeping their own players. There are 2 rules that almost guarantee that a rookie is going to re-sign with the franchise that drafted him. The first rule is the designated rookie exception. That means that the Mavs can give Luka a 5-year contract when everyone else can only offer 4 years. The second rule is the Derrick Rose rule. That means that the Mavs, if their player is good enough, and Luka is, can offer 30% of the salary cap instead of 25%. That's at least an extra $70 million that the Mavs can give their superstar. We see a lot of guys move on eventually, like LeBron or Anthony Davis, but they all sign that rookie extension because the money is just too big to pass up. I hate to say this, but it's going to be really tough for Mark Cuban to move on from Donnie Nelson. He doesn't have to fire him or anything. He could just put him somewhere else in the organization, but I think he needs to at least consider it. I mean, Nelson's been with the team since before Cuban bought them in 2000, and we all know Cuban's a really loyal guy. The hard truth, though, is the front office is to blame for the Mavs not taking that jump, and it could eventually cost them that superstar if they don't make a tough decision. All right, guys, they are headed for the play-in, though, and I want you to look at my official play-in predictions. Lucas said he hates the play-in tournament, but I think he's wrong. Make every single prediction and where they'll all end up.